And joining us now in our book talk segment, great to welcome a woman who has put together another one of the great Brain Quest books. This one is called Summer Brain Quest, and it's geared specifically for pre-K and kindergarten ages. And we're joined today by Susan Bolotin. She's the editorial director of Workman Books, which publishes the Brain Quest series. And Susan, good to talk with you. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to have a chance to chat with you for a couple of minutes. I'm not sure if we talked to you before, or maybe one of your colleagues on these Brain Quest books, so I'm glad to have a chance, if we haven't done it before, to talk to you today. And first of all, congratulations. I believe the original Summer Brain Quest sold over 500,000 copies. That's pretty good.
Yes, it's done very, very well. And it's only been out for about a year, and we've just come out with this new Summer Brain Quest for the summer between pre-K and kindergarten, but in the series we have books that go up to the summer between 5th and 6th grades as well. So it's done very well. Parents love it, teachers love it, it's good.
When I was a kid, I won't say how long ago, but not that long ago, but when we went on vacation, sometimes Mom would bring along books similar to these when I was, 4, 5, 6 years old, and we did that sitting around the pool to get a little education in while we were on vacation. So that reminded me of this particular book, a similar kind of thing.
Well, your mom was on to something, because we want kids to take vacations, but we don't want their brains to take vacations, because if they do, if you don't use your brain, if you don't use the muscle of your brain over the summer, you can experience summer slide, which is the phenomenon of what happens when kids lose learning over the summer. So many kids can lose a month's worth of learning, and some can lose a full 3 months of what they've learned the previous school year before they come back to school in the fall. And you can imagine what that does to the poor teacher.
Yeah, I remember in elementary school after summer vacation, that first couple of weeks, particularly when you did the math or the reading or whatever, some kids would really kind of seem like they forgot everything.
Yes, it can take, on average, for teachers 3, 4, 5 weeks just to catch the kids up to what they knew before vacation started. And, of course, that then slows down the learning for the subsequent year, and it can have a snowball effect. I read one study that said that by 9th grade, if kids don't try to turn the summer slide around, or if their parents don't help them do that, by 9th grade they could have lost the equivalent of 2 years worth of learning over the summers.
Yeah, that. No, I'm not advocating necessarily, sending kids to school year-round, but during the summer times, I grew up in Long Island. There was a library program where they had a kind of a reading contest, so that kind of kept me interested, other than playing outside in sports and stuff. But
yeah, of course you want to play outside. Yeah.
But that kind of was this thing we could do. I'm not sure that's still going on today. So you're right. I guess that 2 or 3 months, depending where you live, can be almost debilitating in a sense for your education, right?
Yeah.
Your kids' education.
And it doesn't have to be. I mean, what we've done with Summer Brain Quest is to take the material that you would find in a workbook that's curriculum appropriate, but we've turned it into a game, so that we hope that, and we know from experience, that when kids go through the book, they like the sense of achievement. They like that sense of reaching certain levels, just like they would in a video game, getting stickers, filling out the progress map, and so on. So they feel good about it. So we're not exactly trying to trick them, but we're trying to trick them just a little bit into thinking that, not to thinking, but to understanding that learning is really fun.
Yeah, just kind of leaping through it now as we talk. And again, you should have the little stickers if you can do that, and little quizzes along the way. I guess you don't call them quizzes, but that's kind of what they are. But
yeah,
how did you put this together? Do you have a group of people that kind of get with the curriculum?
Yeah, it takes a village. Basically what happened is the editors got in touch with people who were curriculum specialists for the age groups, and got a full understanding of what children at different ages should know. Then we hired award-winning teachers to help us, along with the writers, to write the text, and then we had it vetted by other award-winning teachers at that particular grade level. We hired top-notch artists and art teams to put it together, and then we checked it, and we checked it again, and we used game theory in it to try to make sure that it was always fun. So it took a lot of people, but we're very, very happy with the results. And we know from as I said, from parents and teachers who have used the books with kids that they're happy with them too.
When you do your testing, do you also get a bunch of kids in that age group for whatever the book is geared toward? Hey, take a look at this. Is this right?
We don't, because the teachers that we hired try it out with their kids. Mm-hmm. So it's not like we take the kids into like the books into some sort of focus groups. That's already happened because the teachers we've hired have done that with their own school group.
They're testing it with kids.
We're pretty sure that we're right on target.
Yeah, that's great. Well, this is again for pre-K and kindergarten, which is what, 3, 4, 5 years old. I guess
between 4 and 5. Mm-hmm.
Are kids that age smarter now, or I guess they're exposed to more media now? I would say smarter, but are they more aware of what's going on, or how do you see that?
I think it depends on the child, but I think that one of the challenges, even for really little kids, is to make sure they're not spending too much time on screens. I mean, we understand that there is some value to learning coding early and to learning how to play computer games and so on, but we know from educational authorities that it's the most important thing that you can do with kids at a very young age is to read, and then read some more, to make sure that they have physical books in their hands, that they understand the significance of reading, and to talk to them about things you see, the emotions you feel, name things. There's a Mr. Rogers documentary out now, and I think that, Fred Rogers was onto something, which is that he let kids express their feelings, name them. He named them for them. That's very important, so that when the kids go to school and the teacher says, use your words, they'll actually know what she's talking about.
I just saw that documentary. They had it at a film festival down here in Sarasota. Excellent documentary on Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it quite a guy.
I mean, he did something. I didn't realize it. I used to watch it once in a while as a kid. I didn't realize he did topics like the Vietnam War, when Robert Kennedy was shot, different things like that. 9/11, of course, later on. He touched on all of that, which is amazing.
He did integration.
Right?
He took on
the black character and him were in a little wading pool. That was quite revolutionary to be on television.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really brave stuff. But what he did was that he helped find learning everywhere, and that he encouraged kids to understand the world in which they lived and to talk about it. And I think that's pretty much what we're trying to do with Summer Brain Quest as well, which is that we want kids to understand that the more they know, the smarter they get. Not only will life become easier, but it becomes happier. If you can the world is complicated. To understand it better is quite a tool.
And again, this is the type of book that the kids can do on their own, or obviously mom and dad want to sit with them. So it's a family kind of thing, right? You can do it on their own or with somebody.
If the child has done the page in Summer Brain Quest on his own, that's fine. But then the parent can come over and say, how did you figure that out? Or what if you tried it in a different way, or in a Mr. Rogers kind of way? What if we wrote a silly song about what we're looking at on this page? So then the child can see by example that the parent, like you in your job, you ask a lot of questions. The parent asks a lot of questions. They'll understand that curiosity is rewarded. Mm-hmm. And again, we want our kids to model our good behaviors, not just their bad behaviors. So that's one thing that parents can do, is to get involved in learning early on.
Summer Brain
Quest. Stay involved.
I'm sorry, Summer Brain Quest is the title. Again, Pre-K and K is this edition, and Susan Bolotin has been our guest. Susan, I know we're just about out of time, but give out the website. People get more information about the series of books.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's brainquest.com. You can find out all about the series, and there are also some downloadables and things that parents and teachers can have in addition to what's in the books.
Great. Susan, pleasure talking to you. Hopefully we'll do it again. I'm sure you'll have other editions coming out in the future. We'll have you back.
Yes, we will.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.